As the world continually changes around us, driven by economic fluctuation, integration of technology innovation, open AI, climate change, it continues to have impact on our work and our workplaces. But how? How is the nature of the workplace changing? As a change expert traveling the world, inspiring and training organizations to fuel growth through change, I've got a few insights on this one. Insights I'm sharing with you right now. In this video, you're going to learn 3 changing dynamics happening across our workplaces today. From what's increasing at a very uncomfortable rate to a well-known line that's becoming more and more blurred. And finally, that thing that's being integrated at an increasingly rapid pace to which no one is immune, including you. The first changing dynamic in our workplaces today is increasing ambiguity and uncertainty. Are you finding yourself in situations at work where more often than not you have more questions than answers? Businesses all around the world are striving to keep pace with the rate that the world is changing due to economic volatility, social unrest, political unrest, external and internal pressures to remain competitive and relevant. You know, there was a time not too long ago when many of us could get away with a ready, aim, fire approach to business. But nowadays, more often than not, it's more of a ready, fire, then aim type of approach, as we're all trying to move faster and faster to remain on the cutting edge of whatever market we might be delivering. You know, this reminds me of a client that I'm working with, large pharmaceutical company in the Asian region. And they are working to move from a historically decentralized type of structure to become more centralized. And they're doing this in response to an environment that's becoming increasingly more competitive, where they need to leverage internal capabilities a lot quicker, becoming more agile. And so they're centralizing that type of capability that can be leveraged across the entire Asian region and allowing the local markets to really be unleashed to do what they do best in caring for their customers and their clients. But of course, there's a lot of uncertainty of how to bring this whole thing to life and the impact it's going to have from local community to the next. And so, of course, it's inviting a lot of angst, a lot of fear, and even frustration across that entire organization. But that's just the way of the world. Companies are having to make these really huge transformations, these big changes, in order to remain relevant. And in doing so, there's often a lot of ambiguity and uncertainty on how to progress through that change, on how everything is going to look once it's all said and done. The only thing that business leaders know is that something needs to change, and it needs to happen now. The second changing dynamic being felt in workplaces all around the world is the blurring of the line between life and work. You know, in my opinion, and I've said this many times on these videos as well as from stages all around the world, I think that obsolete is the concept of work-life balance, because I believe that it puts a work self and a life self at odds, where we have to turn off our real life self and turn on our work self whenever we're walking into the office. But because many of us are now working in hybrid environments or working a lot more remotely, that line is completely blurred between us delivering to our work and then just doing the other things that we hold near and dear and that we value in life. And so for me, I honestly see this as an opportunity to elevate the concept of work integration to a full, authentic life, and how we're deciding to balance our time that's spent in our work deliverables and in those other elements of our life that we value. But that's certainly something that's changing in our workplaces, because gone are the days where you put 8 hours in at the office, you watch the clock, When it hits 5 or 6 o'clock, you go to the parking lot, get in your car, and drive home. Now you're already at home. And for so many, that means that we're working longer hours and that many of us are experiencing burnout a lot more frequently than we were several years ago. And thankfully, this is bringing mental health and well-being to the forefront across many organizations and cultures all around the world. By the way, if you're not feeling too overwhelmed with how much the world is changing and everything that's being impacted across workplaces all around the world, including your own, then please click subscribe so you can hear more about it. Because I drop videos like this all the time, nurturing you, adding value, helping you to become more resilient, fueling your growth through even your greatest change challenges. So make sure you click subscribe so these videos will hit your inbox as soon as they drop. All right, let's get back into it. The third and final changing dynamic is fast-paced technology innovation. The rate at which technology is being integrated within our businesses is just at a blinding speed, and it's requiring greater levels of agility and resilience across individuals and organizations looking to deliver competitively. The fast-paced introduction of this technology is also changing consumer and customer demands and expectations. Just think about the healthcare industry and the fact that we now have telehealth, something that wasn't really spoken about prior to the pandemic, but now it's almost an expectation. Do I really have to go to the doctor's office for this little bit of sniffle that I have? I think I could just have a telehealth appointment. So that's now an expectation. And you're continuing to see changes in your consumer demands and your client expectations and behaviors as technology continues to get integrated throughout the world, and the pace of that innovation just keeps getting more and more rapid. So that means that businesses are not only having to keep pace with what their clients and their customers are demanding and expecting, but if they truly want to win, truly want to be competitive, they have to stay on the leading edge, anticipating their customer and their clients' needs based on trends, based on large part the trends of technology and innovation in their given market. Speaking of changing workplace dynamics and continually striving to lead your teams and your workforce through these changes, I've got something else for you for $0. Okay, I want to share with you a recording of a keynote snippet, a keynote that I delivered to an organization going through tremendous change internally as well as dealing with market disruption. And it's the snippet of the keynote where I'm sharing insights about how to lead others through change, inspiring their growth and inspiring their motivation and engagement. All you gotta do is click on the link below. I wanna make sure that you have the data, the insights, the research to successfully fuel your growth through even your greatest change challenges. I'm Cassandra Worthy, and until we meet again, keep growing and keep rocking.